So, hi guys, this is our second video of React.js tutorial. Sadak से उठा के स्टार बना दूंगा. And without wasting a time, we would let's dig down into the topics that we were going to cover in this video. So we would let me brief you all that things. We are going to cover states, we are going to cover props, and then we would move on to our iNotebook project. And okay, let's quickly start. I would start the terminal here. Terminal. Actually, this is like a demo project so that I could explain you the states and props. Actually, I had explained it to my friend. I'm just repeating it again. I had not recorded at that time. It's taking a little more time than it takes normally. Uh, but it will get started soon. We have some, it got started. I would just open it. It takes a little time as my PC is a little slow. Okay, so this is just a simple site. We have used Bootstrap component navbar, and here we have used all this stuff. And I will quickly show you what all things have happened and how states and props actually work. Okay, so here we have app.js. So hoping that you know the basics of React that I have taught you in last video. And let's know that what is props. So what props is like? Prop is something that you pass from an like it is a changes that you make in a component or a file from another file uh, that is made using props. So how it works is like suppose like I have to, like there is a component or there is a heading, something like I want to change that heading, but I don't want to change that heading from this file. I want to access it in my app.js or in some another file. I have to pass it from there. Uh, so what I would do is first I would pass the props into the function uh, as a parameter, and then what I would do is write props dot and write the name of that prop. Like here I am writing like props dot new info. So the new info is name of my prop. So what I would have to do is that wherever I have used this navbar, that I have used it in a app.js. So like in its tag, I have to pass new info is equal to, and in curly braces, we actually use curly braces, and then I would specify new or some, like here if I want to change the name to like Prathamesh. So if I write here Prathamesh, you can see that here it is Prathamesh. Now how it happened? So basically, I have passed that prop from here and then it went here. So I had used that parameter props so that, uh, and then in wherever I wanted to use it, I had used it using props.newInfo. So we use curly braces to write JavaScript in JSX file. So basically what JSX is, JSX is a mixture of JavaScript and HTML. So basically it is something 70% JavaScript we use, and it is 30% HTML. And if you have understand the props, let me quickly explain you what is state. So what state is basically situation or a condition of a thing at that moment. Okay. So if I have an variable, if I have an text, if I have an any parameter, like I want to something different at the first. And whenever I click on a function, whenever I click on something, do if I after a period of interval or after a action, I want to change it, then we use state. So how we use state is using use state. So first we use import the use state, and then the syntax is like const like the basic syntax is the brightness got a little low. I want to increase it. Okay, I will tell you if you just want your use state. So use state snippet, and I got this snippet. I got this code. So how do I get this? This is due to an extension I had installed, uh, which is something ES7 snippet, I think so. ES7. Let me check it. Yeah. So this is the um this is the extension that I use, so that whenever I want to write console log, so instead of writing the console log whole, I would just type CLG and it would print console log. And a lot of things are there. You can check that all features into their documentations. We would not waste our time in all that stuff. So here, like, I would have to set the name of that variable, whatever I want to set it. So if I write here, like new, then I would specify here what do I want to set new at the first. So I set it high. And then whenever I have to change the new, I would what I would do is set new, and in bracket I would specify what I want to set the new to its new value. So how it works here, like I have already used in an example, like I wanted to change the color of the nav bar after the interval of time. So how do I change it in Bootstrap? It is like data bs dash theme is equal to, and in here I would have to write something like this, like dark. So if I write like this, the nav bar would turn into dark. Okay, you get it here. But what I wanted actually was I want to change that nav bar's color after a interval of time or after clicking a button. So what I would do is here, instead of writing like this, I would specify here my state, that is text, and in which I have initially made it dark. And then I created a simple function instead of using all that stuff button and all. I just created a set timeout function which runs automatically after 2 seconds, and which would trigger set text light. So I would make it a little more so that you would get the time to understand it. So I set it. I just control save, and here I go here, and I just refresh the page. Now it is white, and I don't know why it didn't change its color. I would have to surely look what happened actually. Okay, so I just mentioned text in what I have to do is you curly bracket and then text. This is simple as that. And I will just close this Copilot as I don't need of now. And if I go here, we'll control R. So first it's dark, and now it changed to white after 3 seconds. So how it changed? It changed due to state. Okay, so I think so you would have understand state. Now let me quickly move on to my actual project, and we would also step by step cover all these concepts with this. So let me close this. And let me open my project. This is an iNotebook project. I would quickly give you a brief of what this project is actually about. In last video, I think so we had discussed about the news app project, which I had made twice. Once using functional component and once using class-based components, in which there is a difference of using the props, the states. All things get a little different when using them in different types of components. So here, let me start it, and we run both. So you might be having a quick question that why I used npm both. So actually, I have here two separate folders. One is my front end and one is my back end. So my front end runs on, I think so, 3000 port, and back end runs on 5000. And so I want to start them both at a time. So I used npm run both. But for that purpose, you have to make a little changes in your uh, file. I would show you that also. Okay, let me quickly show you how that is made. So here, if you check that in package.json, I had a start one, and then here what I wrote was for both. I wrote concurrently run npm server and run npm start. So these both commands get triggered when I trigger both. So this is how it happens. Uh, Actually, I am at a learning phase, but whatever I am understanding, I am explaining to you. If you know in detail about how it actually works, then please do explain me. Hmm. And okay, so here's the project. So this is a you might feel like this is a simple project. So let me explain you what this project is about. So iNotebook is a cloud-based notebook where you can store your texts on your cloud so that uh, they don't get deleted from your mobile, and you can access it anytime from anywhere when you have the internet connection. So basically, here we are. I have not made it like so fancy. It was just because I was learning the concepts of logging, sign up, fetching, backend, node, and all that stuff in components, how to make that components work and all that stuff. So I have not, worked a lot on the front end. I have directly used Bootstrap. So here we have the sign up. So here we go. Here we sign up using, like, if my name is Prathamesh. Prathamesh. Okay. So I would write here my email ID. That would be, yeah, th at the rate email dot com. And quickly I would, my password I can share with you guys. And okay, so I got logged in into my file. So I would quickly make a new reminder. Reminder, reminder for uh, to, to market. And I would tag right here stuff. I don't know why my screen got blank at the moment. And I would click on add node, and the node got added. And I can uh, edit this node here. So if I want to edit it, market now. And if I update it, you got, yeah, like at the moment it changed to now. So then if I like add one more node, like I have already, like, new, I would write, and I don't know why my screen is getting blank when I'm writing my description. I would need to check into that. Is it my code's problem, or is it the my PC's problem? To learn, no, JS. Okay. Tag I would like education. I think so. It is adding this node. So I have two nodes here. So if I just log out from this node, so for the sake of purpose, how login works. I would just log out here and I would go redirect to the login page. And if I try to access my home or anything, I won't be able to as of because I would need login at the first. So I would quickly log in. Password, just submit and boom, you got here. And I have these notes which I had made in previous login. And these get saved at my MongoDB. I would just quickly show you how they get stored. MongoDB compass. And if you click on this delete icon, it gets basically deleted also. And let me now explain you how the code works so that you would get a brief idea of all those stuff. So this is my connect. Right, connect here. It got connected. In my iNotebook file, I have this users. So in users, I had made a ID using Prath. Check if it is here. Yeah, okay. I had made using Prathamesh Pandre and the mail. And you can watch that here password is saved using hashing. I have used hashing plus salt. And in the notes, all this stuff gets stored with their user ID and object ID. So definitely no one can access, no one others note, and no one can have an access or read it to it. So this is how it works. And let me drag you to the code. So okay. Uh, So basically, what components we have add node form, we have login form, we have sign up form, and we have that node form where the nodes gets displayed. So I would show you all that codes. And first of all, let me show you my backend. No, actually, I should first show you the front end a little bit so you get an idea, and then we will move to our backend. So here I have used context. So how that works is node context. So here in we have created a context called as node context. So what's the basically use of node context is in previous video when I explained you state or props, it was like if I had created that state in some another file, then I would have to use prop drilling to get that state into an another state. So one by one. So if I have three files, like there is a one file inside it, another file, then another file inside it. So whenever I would have to use that file in the last one, I would have to pass that thing from all the way first file to the second to the third and then to the last one. So instead of doing all that stuff, we use node context. So in node context, what we use is create a context, and then I use that context in node state. So in node state, I have made all that coding which will access my backend. So here what we can do is here we declare the states, here we declare the functions that we are going to access in another files, and all that stuff would be exported here down here using node context.provider, and I would export all that things uh, and then I would use it in the another file. So I have written here a function get nodes. So what the get node does is get all the nodes from the backend of that user. So here we have to specify a method. And basically, let me tell you one more thing. I have used two different types here. In one we what we use is a sync await we use in that function to fetch and to store that response, to convert that response into .json, and in another what we use is .then method. So here I have used .then, and down here I think so while editing a note I have used the uh, which is classical one, which is used by most of the ones before few years. That is async await. So I would explain you both of them. So quickly, let me tell you. So here I have specified my URL from where I have to access all that things. I have given it the headers, the content type, the auth token. The auth token would be get from the local storage. So whenever a user logins, the auth token would be generated of him so that he can use it to access its nodes. So no another user can access someone's another nodes because the auth token is like what I can say, the auth token is valid for that user itself. Okay, so here we have then we have dot then. So whatever response we get, we convert that response into response or the battery is low. We convert that response to dot JSON. Then we use uh, then whatever we have that data in JSON, we assign it to a variable called as data, and then we use set nodes. So basically, why we have used here dot then is it creates a promise like after resolving this one, then this line would be executed. Then this line is in. Actually, there is a behavior of JavaScript, as we all know that JavaScript is a single-threaded language. It executes thread by thread, like line by line. It goes on executing the code, and whenever a line comes which is taking a little bit more time, what it does it keeps it aside till it gets resolved, and until then it resolve the other lines. So if my forthcoming line would be depend on its above line, then I would need to wait for that line to get resolved. So for that purpose, either we use async await or we use dot then functionality. And here we have dot then, and then we this is made to catch the error. If anything error occurs in all this stuff, dot catch will catch it. So adding note is a little simple to it, but in adding note, I would have to send the content. I have sent that content using body, JSON.stringify, title, description, and tag, all that stuff. In delete node, basically, I don't have to send anything. I just have to delete. So here, no need to send anything. Here, it's almost same like above ones. And how would I get the after deletion? I would use a filter so that whatever node ID that I have would deleted, that would be kept aside, and all the remaining nodes would be set as set nodes using after deletion. Okay, so then I have edit node. So in edit node, I have used it normally like async await. So here what we do is we first name that function using async. Here are all my parameters of editing like title, description, and ID. ID because ID of that node what I am editing. And then I have all this stuff. The method is put, the headers, the body in which I would have to pass all that stuff. And then using const JSON, it's at the moment, this is a variable name, await response.json. So this response would be stored in this variable, and then I have just console logged it because it was giving me a warning of JSON is created but never used. So I had to do that. And here down here, so okay, this was uh like server side. So on the client side, what I have to do is so for index, I have used for loop. So I would first need to find key which ID it is trying to edit. So that element dot ID is equal to ID. Then what I would do is new nodes is equal to index dot title is equal to title, and all this stuff, and then I would set all this new nodes. Okay. So also let me explain why this is set nodes, how I use this set nodes. Again, I have used this. Uh, First, I created nodes and set nodes. Yes, I used it. And in initial states, I kept it as a initial nodes. So what initial nodes would be? The nodes that are present in my database. So that initial nodes would be fetched by my get nodes, and then it would be assigned here. And Here we go to the next part. Okay. And what I need to go next? Actually, I'm not like I am not used to teaching a lot. So I'm teaching, I'm doing my best to teach here. So if anything happens, हमको माफ कर देना. And please do give, if I know that no one will watch this video so long as I don't have this audience at the moment. But if someone comes here and get to know, please give me a feedback that whether to you I should keep continuing in English or I should use Hindi in English, or like what changes do I need to change in my teaching also. Please tell me that stuff also. So let me quickly drag you to the login. Okay. The first, okay, definitely login. Okay, so first I would explain you sign up, then login, then how add node works, and then edit node works, and then I would move on to backend. Okay, so that's clear. I would go to you put on this. So here, what we saw in the sign up part was like we had a form. So that was form was created using Bootstrap. So all that is content of that. It is as simple as that. And what I have to do here is like whenever I would add all those details into that form, and whenever I click on submit, I need to submit all the details to my backend. So how would I would do it? Like I had created here on submit, handle submit. Okay. So in this handle submit, we will check here. So in handle submit, this is a async function. So e dot prevent default is used so that page do not gets reloaded whenever I click that. Uh, then I have this constant response is equal to await fetch, and this and method I have specified it here, and this all these things, and this would, so you might not be getting a much idea. If you are known to all this Node.js and Express.js, you might get it quickly that how these things work. So I had explained it to you also that what is this, then what are we going to send. So we are going to same name, in the name we will send the credentials dot name, in email the credentials dot email, all that stuff. And then we would await for the response, and once the response come it from that so whenever a user signups, I am giving back a auth token. So we are waiting here for the all that text, and whenever it comes, if success, the local storage dot set item JSON dot auth token. So मेरी जो JSON फाइल होगी उसमें दो चीजें आएंगी. एक तो एक सक्सेस पैरामीटर आएगा और एक auth token आएगा. सक्सेस पैरामीटर इसलिए मैंने डिफाइन किया है कि अगर उस साइड पे कुछ गलत होता है तो वो सक्सेस पैरामीटर को फॉल्स कर देगा, एंड वी वुड गेट टू नो दैट कि उधर ही कुछ तो गलत हुआ है, तो ये आगे की चीज होएगी नहीं. एंड इफ द सक्सेस पैरामीटर इज ट्रू, और उसके साथ ऑट टोकन भी आ जाएगा, और देन वी वुड यूज नेविगेट स्लैश. सो बेसिकली पहले जो यूज होता था वो आई थिंक सो हिस्ट्री डॉट पुश कुछ तो यूज हुआ करता था, बट अब जो है नेविगेट यूज होता है. तो नेविगेट स्लैश पे, सो इस वाले स्लैश वाले पार्ट पे वो नेविगेट हो जाएगा यूआरएल. तो इसके बाद अगर मैं लिख दूंगा कि होम वगैरह लॉगिन, बट मैंने स्लैश होम और स्लैश को सेम ही रखा है, सो दैट आई जस्ट कीप हियर स्लैश. एंड एल्स अगर कुछ गलत हो गया तो इनवैलिड क्रेडेंशियल्स नेम आ जाएगा. एंड const on change. This is on change function, so that it would set credentials to either target name, that जो भी उसकी वैल्यू है उसकी वैल्यू के हिसाब से वो सेट हो जाएगा. तो ऑन चेंज अपन को यूज करना है यहाँ पे. एंड आई वुड आल्सो हैव द आईडी एंड नेम, सो दैट उस नेम की वजह से ही मैं उसको यहाँ पे एक्सेस कर पा रहा हूँ. ओके, ऑल दैट स्टफ. And first, I had set that credentials empty. And after I write and submit, the credential were set to something else, and then on change. And all this how sign up works. something similar, only the login also works, but in the login it is little different that email और पासवर्ड सिर्फ भेजा जाता है। एंड फिर वहां से जब एक ऑड टोकन आएगा, फिर हम उसको वैलिडेट करेंगे, फिर अपन को पता चल जाए कि ये वही आदमी है, अपना वाला आदमी है, और इसका कौन सा नोट्स है, फिर वो हम उसको दे देंगे। तो लॉगिन और साइन अप का तो हो गया। देन आई वुड क्विकली मूव ऑन टू ला 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 टू सॉरी एड नोट। सो एड नोट में अपन कैसे करते हैं कि अपन क्या करेंगे, जैसे जो डिस्क्रिप्शन है, टैग है, वो सब तो फॉर्म में है, वो सब जैसे ही कोई लिख देगा और सबमिट पे बटन दबा देगा, तो 7 करोड़, 7 करोड़ तो नहीं आएंगे आपके अकाउंट में, बट हियर वी विल गेट दैट हैंडल सबमिट। तो यहाँ पे क्या करेंगे अपन, इसमें एक पैरामीटर है, सो ई डॉट प्रिवेंट डिफॉल्ट, और फिर क्या करेंगे अपन, एड नोट को कॉल करेंगे। सो एड नोट कौन सा वाला, दैट वन वी हैड डिक्लेयर्ड इन द node state. So now you get to know that why we used create context. So something, instead of writing all that stuff code here, what I made was I wrote that code there, and I access that add node here. So basically, what for that accessing, what I have to do is const. I have to first create the context of it using context, use context, and then I have to destructure. That is remove that add node from that. So whatever things I am requiring, like add node, edit node, delete node, whatever stuff I had declared into node state, I would destructure it, whatever I would need here, एंड देन यूज दैट स्टफ। तो ये यहाँ पे कॉल हो जाएगा, फिर ये सारा चीज जो है वहां से कॉल हो जाएगी, एंड देन सेट नोट कॉल होएगा, सेट नोट फिर से क्या कर देगा, उन सबको ब्लैंक कर देगा, क्योंकि मैं ये नहीं चाहता कि अगर कोई नई नोट को ऐड कर दे तो उसका पुराने वाले का टेक्स्ट वहीं पे रहे, वो सब इरेज हो जाए, इसलिए मैं सेट नोट को फिर से वही सेट कर दूंगा। एंड दिस इज लिटिल सिमिलर, एंड दिस इज हाउ इट वर्क्स। और फिर अपन देखेंगे कि ऐड नोट तो हो गया, अब अपन देखेंगे वो कि जैसे वहां पे जो हमारी नोट दिख रही थी, अब वो नोट कैसे दिखेगी हमारी। तो उसके लिए पहले हमने किया है, नोट जेएस में हमने एक चीज को डिक्लेयर किया, नोट आइटम को। सो नोट आइटम वाज दैट बॉक्स इन विच यू यू यूज टू सी दैट नोट। एंड फिर अभी यहाँ पे मेरे को नोट आइटम डॉट जेएस, नोट आइटम डॉट जेएस में मैंने एक छोटा सा जो है वो बॉक्स का कोड बूटस्ट्रैप से उठाया था, तो उसमें वो सब स्टोर हो जाता है। और यहाँ पे मैंने दो फंक्शनैलिटीज भी ऐड की थी कि सो नोट डॉट टाइटल और नोट डॉट डिस्क्रिप्शन यहाँ पे सेट हो जाता है। सो जब फेच करते हैं हम वहां से जो भी चीज है, तो उस फेच में जो भी आता है, तो वो हम पहले नोट में स्टोर करते थे ना, नोट में स्टोर करते हैं, देन वी यूज सेट नोट। सो नोट में जो आता है वो पहले आया हुआ होता है, तो उसको हम यहाँ पे यूज करते हैं वहां पे। लेट मी शो यू सो दैट यू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ इट हैपन। ये ऊपर वाली चीज क्यों निकलने जाती है भैया, ये आपको शायद नहीं दिखता होगा स्क्रीन पे, बट ये जूम वालों का यहाँ पे दिखता है। हाँ, क्यों नहीं जा रहे हैं? हाँ चला गया। हाँ, सो इट हैज वेंट अप। सो इन नोट स्टेट, जो देखो हमने पहले नहीं क्या नोट्स को सेट किया था एज इनिशियल नोट्स, तो उन्हीं को हमने फिर एक्सपोर्ट वगैरह किया था यहाँ पे नोट्स को, फिर हम उसी को वहाँ पे एक्सेस करते हैं। तो फिर ये सब वैसे चलता है, एंड देन वहाँ पे आपको शो हो जाता है जो भी नोट है। और फिर वहाँ पे हमने और एक चीज़ की थी कि डिलीट वगैरह का भी हमने एक आइकन बनाया था। सो वो डिलीट और जो एडिट नोट का जो भी आइकन आपको दिख रहा है ना, वो मैंने फॉन्ट ऑसम से लिया है। तो वो फॉन्ट ऑसम एक फ्री वेबसाइट है जहाँ पे आपको इस टाइप के सब आइकन्स मिल जाएंगे फ्री में, विथ सिंगल लाइन ऑफ कोड। फर्स्ट यू हैव टू इंपोर्ट दैट इन योर हेड ऑफ index.html एंड देन यू कैन यूज इट हियर। एंड फिर मैंने उसको फंक्शनैलिटी दे दी कि ओके, सो अगर इसको अगर क्लिक किएगा तो ऑन क्लिक डिलीट नोट, और इसके साथ उसका आईडी भी भेज दो। सो वेन वी हैव टू कॉल अ फंक्शन लाइक आप बोलोगे कि ऑन क्लिक में अपने पिछली बार तो सिर्फ फंक्शन का नाम लिख दिया था और वो रन हो गया था, जैसे हैंडल सबमिट वगैरह। बट वहां पे मेरे को कोई भी पैरामीटर पास नहीं करना था। तो अगर मेरे को पैरामीटर पास करना है, देन आई हैव टू यूज अ एरो फंक्शन। तो एरो फंक्शन में मेरे को वो फंक्शन को कॉल करना पड़ेगा, मैं डायरेक्टली नहीं कर सकता। ओके, एंड सेम इज विथ ऑन क्लिक अपडेट नोड। तो ये सब की वजह से वो उधर का डिलीट नोट और अपडेट नोट कॉल हो जाएगा एंड दैट वुड गेट रन। So I think so this all stuff might be clear to you till now, and we would quickly move on to our backend part. Or what should I do? Like I think I should create a new backend video और जिसमें मैं ठीक से backend explain करूंगा. I would like make a list of all that stuff I have to cover and I would explain it there. So दोस्तों, that's all from my side, guys. And if you have any doubts, if you have any queries, you can ask me there in the comment section, and I would definitely try to reply it on time. And if you have suggestions for me, please do give me suggestions. Until then, the episode 2 of सड़क से उठा के स्टार बना दूंगा comes to an end. Bye bye. I have to pause this recording.